Hey everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Podcast, the show that helps you speak English naturally, confidently, and without fear. I'm your host, and today I am joined, as always, by my amazing co-host.
Hey, so good to be here, and hello to everyone watching and listening from all around the world. Today's episode is a grammar one, but don't run away just yet because we promise to make it super easy, super fun, and super useful for your daily conversations.
That's right, today we are talking about 4 little words that confuse English learners at every level. Who, which, that, and whose. These are called relative pronouns, and once you understand how to use them, your English sentences will become so much more natural and complex.
So stick around until the end, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and let's jump right in. Okay, let's start with the big question. What exactly are who, which, that, and whose?
Great starting point. These 4 words are called relative pronouns. Their job is to connect 2 ideas or sentences together and to give extra information about a noun, a person, place, or thing. Without them, our sentences would sound very short and choppy. With them, our sentences flow smoothly and sound much more natural.
Exactly. Let me give you a quick example. Instead of saying, that is the woman, she helped me, we can connect these 2 ideas using who and say, that is the woman who helped me. See how much smoother that sounds?
Much better. So let's go through each word one by one, starting with who.
Who is used to talk about people. Whenever you want to give more information about a person, you use who. It's as simple as that. Here are some examples. The teacher who explains grammar clearly was amazing. Do you know the man who lives next door? She's the one who called me yesterday.
Notice that who always refers to a person, never a thing or animal. So if you're connecting information about a human being, who is your word?
Let's practice combining sentences with who. Sentence 1. I have a friend. He speaks 5 languages. Combined, I have a friend who speaks 5 languages. Sentence 2. The doctor was very kind. She treated my mother. Combined, the doctor who treated my mother was very kind.
Beautiful examples. Did you notice something in that second example? The who clause came in the middle of the sentence between the doctor and was very kind. This is called an embedded relative clause, and it's very common in natural English.
Great point. Now, let's move on to which. Which is used to talk about things and animals, not people. So whenever you want to give extra information about an object, a place, or an animal, you use which.
Here are some examples. The book which I borrowed from the library was fantastic. That's the restaurant which opened last month. She has a cat which sleeps all day.
So just remember, who is for people, which is for things and animals. Easy, right?
Let's practice combining sentences with which. Sentence 1. The movie was really scary. I watched it last night. Combined, the movie which I watched last night was really scary. Sentence 2. The bus was late again. It goes to the city center. Combined, the bus which goes to the city center was late again.
Perfect. Now here's where things get a little interesting. That, because that can be used for both people and things. It's very flexible.
That's right. That works as a replacement for both who and which in many situations. For example,
Instead of the woman who called me was my boss, you can say the woman that called me was my boss. Instead of the book which is on the table is mine, you can say the book that is on the table is mine. Both are grammatically correct.
So when do we use that instead of who or which? Great question. That is especially common in informal, everyday spoken English. Native speakers use that a lot in casual conversations because it feels quicker and more natural. For example,
Did you see the movie that everyone is talking about? She's the friend that I told you about. Is this the bus that goes downtown?
however, there are a few situations where you must use who or which instead of that. One important rule: after commas, you cannot use that. You must use who or which. For example, correct. My brother who lives in London is visiting next week. Wrong. My brother that lives in London is visiting next week.
Such an important rule. When the extra information is separated by commas, it means the information is additional, not essential to identify the noun. In grammar, we call this a non-defining relative clause. In these cases, always use who or which, never that.
Let's look at a few more examples. My car, which is a Toyota, broke down yesterday. Her mother, who is a doctor, lives in New York. The Eiffel Tower, which was built in 1889, is in Paris.
Beautiful. Now let's talk about the last one, whose. This one is a little different because whose shows possession or belonging. It's like asking of whom or of which. It connects a noun to something that belongs to it.
Here are some clear examples. That's the student whose homework was the best in class. I met a woman whose daughter goes to my school. The company whose products we use is based in Germany.
Whose can be used for both people and things, so it's flexible in that way. The key is that it always shows that something belongs to the person or thing mentioned. Think of whose as the possessive relative pronoun.
Let's practice with whose. Sentence 1. I have a neighbor. His dog barks all night. Combined, I have a neighbor whose dog barks all night. Sentence 2. We visited a town. Its streets were made of cobblestone. Combined, we visited a town whose streets were made of cobblestone.
Now let's do a quick summary of all 4 words together. This is really useful, so listen carefully. Who for people. The man who called me was my uncle. Which for things and animals. The phone which I bought last year broke. That for people and things in informal speech. The movie that we watched was amazing. Whose for possession. She's the girl whose bag I found.
Now let's do a fun role play to see these words used naturally in a real conversation.
Hey, did you hear about the new cafe that opened downtown?
Yes, isn't that the place which was featured in the newspaper last week?
Exactly. My friend whose sister works there said the coffee is incredible.
Oh wow, do you know the chef who runs the kitchen?
No, but apparently he's someone whose recipes won a national award.
Did you catch all 4 relative pronouns in that conversation? That, which, whose, who, and whose again, all used completely naturally without even thinking about it.
That's the goal. Once you internalize these rules, they stop feeling like grammar and start feeling like just talking.
Let's do a quick recap before we go. Who, people only. Which, things and animals. That, people and things, informal, no commas. Whose, possession, for people and things. Remember, after commas, always use who or which, never that.
Practice these every day. Try adding a relative clause to one sentence you say or write. Small steps lead to big progress.
That's a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for being here. If this helped you, please like, subscribe, and comment below with your own sentence using who, which, that, or whose. We'd love to read them.
See you in the next episode. Keep learning and keep growing. Bye, everyone.
Bye.